And off we go with week 15 of On Top the Cage. We got a rocket start from the gate. Dan's very excited about the MLS champs who are the Columbus Crew. I think he's going to stop doing that. Anyway.
Why would I stop?
All right, Dan's very proud. Yeah, the Crew won. It was on the board. It was on the board a lot later in the show.
Hey,
and
what
where we're
color
at
is
now.
this?
That's Pittsburgh yellow to me.
Pittsburgh yellow. That's the first time. Normally, Pittsburgh fans say we're black and gold.
Oh, okay.
And it's not Pittsburgh yellow. You're going to have to go over there and say that again.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right.
Pittsburgh yellow.
Here we go. It's week 15. Absolute dogfight to the finish in the National Football League, but we're not going to talk about football for a bit. I mean, the wild card spots are up for grabs, but obviously you notice a set change. My son Keaton's good friend Davis Stanley, huge fan of the show. He asked to be on the show. He watches week in, week out. 'Tis the season for giving. He's here. Welcome, Davis.
Thank you, Ken. I'm from Ohio University. I'm one of Keaton's best friends, and yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Oh, you student, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. First year?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How's it going down there?
Pretty good.
How's the grades?
Pretty good. I finished the semester strong.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't get in too much trouble. Favorite bar? Lots of Davis questions out of the gate.
I'd say Poppers. Poppers Bar is pretty.
Where's
Pretty
Poppers?
fun. That's like right on Court Street. It's got all the green lighting. I don't know if you've seen it.
All right.
Why not?
Don't remember Poppers, but
I mean, Court Street's full with many
yeah.
bars. Yeah,
yep.
as you know.
All right. All right. Well, we're off. What are we going to talk about, guys? We got my father-in-law.
We can talk about the Crew some more. What the
No,
hell?
we're done with that almost. We're
freaking won.
almost.
Almost.
My father-in-law Tom is in the audience tonight. He's back behind scene. Holidays don't start till Tom shows up. What is it, December 13th, 14th? I don't know what it is. All right, he's here for, close to a month?
Nice.
Close to it. All right, very good. Holidays don't start till
He's
Tom
here
comes
for
here.
bowl season.
And obviously Davis is back in town because he's on break, Christmas break. My kids are home as well. They're not here right now. I thought Keaton was going to show up to kind of judge Davis's performance. We'll see if he ends up walking out here later and going through the front door. But anyway, that is that. I don't know. Hey, guys, I have a holiday party tomorrow. My other gig, holiday party, it's at Top Golf. I've never been. You guys been?
Oh yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your work party?
Yeah.
You're taking the whole crew up there?
We have multiple offices throughout the state of Ohio, my other gig once again, but we kind of divided each holiday party to be their own thing. It's the Akron and Cleveland offices that are doing it. It's an Independence kind of in between. Akron
3
and
drink
Cleveland.
limit.
Fine, I got to drive. That's fine. My shoulder hurts a little bit too. We'll see how much I'm swinging the club, but it's a good time.
I'm like, wait, I only have 3 Bud Lights? You're cutting me off?
That's the way it works?
That girl was strict.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you're upstairs. They don't want people getting drunk and falling off.
Right, has that
There's
been
a
your
net.
experience,
Oh
David?
yeah, they got like a net.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad came close one time.
Your dad? Oh, I thought the fake ID was working well over at Top Golf. I didn't know exactly. So
3 drink limit. I was like, what?
I
I'm here to drink. I ain't here to hit golf balls.
I bet they'll change that for our little crew, but I don't know how that's going to shake out.
Maybe.
So
We'll
anyway,
see.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't done that. We have that.
What time are you going up there?
It's
During the day?
No. I think it's 6 to 9 is the
That's
holiday
fun.
party, if you will.
I mean, it's cool.
I think they got lights there too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the whole
Have you been to the Big Shots one at Firestone yet?
No, I haven't done that either.
What the hell?
People are upset we have right next to the very famous golf club we have here, Firestone, hosts PGA Tour events, senior PGA Tour events. There's something called Big Shots, which is what
Top Golf just bought them.
That's where I was going. Yeah, I think people are upset locally about it because they love the food.
Yep.
You know, they love the drink prices. Everything was reasonable. Everything was great, but obviously
They didn't have a 3 drink minimum there.
No. Well, obviously all that's going to change with Top Golf actually buying them out. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to
You
that.
could go if you went during the day over there. It was like $11 for an hour to hit balls.
I'm not hitting that. Maybe my shoulder issue. I don't know. We'll see.
But that's cheap.
It is very cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. You mean at Big Shots? Yeah.
Top Golf, you ain't gonna be doing that.
We're like talking about
$11.
doubling prices on
sure.
ball hitting, food, drinks, everything
Drink,
probably.
yeah. I won't go there.
Obviously,
again.
they're a
Screw
national
that.
chain, so. No, staple of the show.
I'll go take my balls and hit into there from the other side.
Okay,
Across the
that
street.
makes 0 sense. I
On
don't know.
Schwartz Road.
It's not even laughable. That makes 0 sense. Anyway, let's do the beer review, Dan.
Arche, Ken's favorite brewer.
It is.
In town here in Akron, Ohio. Did you go to the brewery to pick these up? Or
No.
Did you get them in a local
No,
store?
local. Giant Eagle.
Holiday shenanigans.
Yes, sir.
No, we're waiting for Davis to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Because Ken and I don't usually do shit like that.
Right. I picked it.
Holy shit, 10% alcohol by volume.
Yes, Imperial. Imperial means heavy
Oh,
alcohol
one of
content.
those?
What else? What's
Oh,
it?
it's like motor oil.
Dan, what's the rest of the stuff you see on the bag? It's got to say some good
Shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
Color's good.
This recipe includes cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, honey, some fancy hops.
Can't read the word.
It
You
will
know what that
destroy
means?
you, it says.
Oh,
Nice, in quotations. It will
wait, we don't need
destroy you.
that. Destroy you. Dave,
Yeah,
you might have to
right
take over
there.
the show. Dave, you might start introducing games. I don't know.
Great.
I picked it for the name title as well. I got some holiday shenanigans coming up. We'll talk about it in a minute. What do you think, Dan?
Tastes like a Christmas ale.
Oh, I like it a lot. I always like their beers. This is
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite
not-
one we've done so far.
It's lighter for how dark it is. It's not heavy.
Yeah, I like it.
It does have a very cinnamony, nutmeggy aftertaste.
That's my favorite Christmas beer we've done so far. I'm running out of them, man. I'm running out of them. We'll see what happens next week. Leads into what I was going to talk about next. I picked
Holiday
the beer.
shenanigans.
I picked. The
frickin',
Bumble went down.
yeah.
The Bumble went down.
I'm wrecking the set.
Don't you know Bumble's bounced?
I
Dan,
think
fix it.
Davis
All right, we go.
bumped the table.
Anyway, I picked it because I do have holiday shenanigans coming up this weekend. I travel. It's my side of the family, if you will. Christmas get together before Christmas, if you will. Everybody goes their own separate ways for the actual holiday, but we all get together, and I call it the annual Zerusan Holiday Throwdown. Oh, it's a mess. We're going in full force. There's 7 of us going. That would be Katie, myself, our 4 boys, and Connor, my oldest son's girlfriend, Bree. So we're looking forward to that. It's always wild. There's games that get
Ditching
played.
Tom?
Tom is here. Tom's watching the dogs, along with, I think, some help from Poppy. Is that what's going on, Tom?
A lot of help.
A lot of help. I love that guy. He'll take all the help he can get. There's no backing off that. But they'll be like, my sister and brother.
Davis, are you going to stay here too?
The game. You're welcome. I mean, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. My sister and brother, they move all the time. So they moved like 3 times in the last
they
like
move?
5
Where
years.
they at now?
They're all in Indianapolis,
Okay.
but they were on this lake and then they moved somewhere else. And my sister didn't like it. And now they moved to a different part of this golf course
Are you
community.
going
there.
to Indy again?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought you would go to Dayton.
That was Dayton on Thanksgiving, traditional Dayton
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
That's a stump game.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
well, we'll still have that going on.
Oh, really?
But where they moved, apparently there's a golf green, like basically in their backyard. I'm sure there's some things that are going to go on with that. I don't know.
Oh, that's perfect.
Some naked putting or something. I don't know what's going to happen, but it usually gets that wild. So we'll see. My boys are looking forward to it. I know that. The whole family's looking forward to it. So we are leaving really, really early, though, because Connor and Keaton, I got them tickets. I was able, through some of our marketing partners at the law firm, I was able to get them great seats for the Bears-Browns game. I don't want to bury that lead too much.
Hey, it's a bumble.
It is. Why do you
God.
keep
Not
doing it? It's
fair.
probably your gloves. It's your
No, I think
gloves.
it's a setup.
Anyway, they got great seats. Section 136, they have access to something called the draft room, which means free booze, draft beers, food, fire pits, heaters, all that good stuff. So we're leaving really early from Indy so they can make that 1 o'clock kickoff. Anyway,
Holy hell.
yeah,
Like, what time early?
6 in the morning, most likely
6?
is the leaving
That's
time.
a 5-hour
The
trip.
departure
They
time.
get here at 11. Shit. They're not even going to be there by kickoff.
At that time, I'll make it by. I'll make it in 4.5. I think we'll
Ain't
get.
no way.
We're gonna try to make it back in town at 10:30.
All right, Ricky Bobby.
I try to go only 10
Try with
over.
the
I try to go
laughing
10
malt
over.
liquor clown car.
No, I try to only go 10 over. I don't know. We'll see.
10 over.
Anyway,
Shit, I told you I got busted coming back Thanksgiving weekend from the cabin.
man, we got all kinds of problems, man. We had one of those situations too, where Gavin got into a minor accident. Now Keaton's transmission. We got fucking car
jeez.
problems over here. Hell. Anyway, a lot of time on the early stuff, but
All that bullshit. We still haven't got to the crew. What the hell?
We did. We went to
Are we done?
You waved your flag. It's over.
No, let's do it. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? You want to say
They
some more
freaking
about?
dominated.
They did. They won. They were up at the half 2-0. They got a goal in stoppage time of the first half. A big goal. Made it 2-0.
No, they got a penalty. Finally, they called a penalty. I mean, they were getting hacked to hell the entire game. Got a penalty called, and then like 4 minutes later, they scored another one. It wasn't in stoppage time.
Final was 2-1, right?
Was
If I'm
it
not
2-1
mistaken.
or 2-0? I don't even
I
remember.
thought they got a goal late.
They might have.
They
Yeah,
did.
no, they did. It was 2-1.
Anyway, Dan's
an
very
asset.
excited. I mean, he knows it's Bears-Browns week, but he's still wearing his crew stuff. Good for him, and he loves that shit. I kind of bandwagon it a little bit. I'm not as big a
What a
fan, but I enjoy it.
championship! Come on.
I know. I hear you. I hear you. We're there. Speaking of that other sports stuff, man, I miss college football terribly, man.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Bowl season starts, I guess, coming up this following week. But, and we have
It's not on this weekend.
bowl season.
No bowl games.
No, and that's the National Football League is going to fill that void. I believe for the next 3 weeks in a row, we're going to have Saturday National Football League games. But let's talk about last week. You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Great week for Dan. Now you see the shots on the set. Dan went 8-6-1. He's 111-92-5 on the season. That's plus 19. He is finally positive on his elephant picks. 7-6-1. He was on Cleveland. Myself, 10-4-1 last week. I finally caught Dan. I talked about a dogfight to the finish for those, NFC, AFC wildcard spots. Dogfight to the finish for Dan and I to be regular season picking champs as well. Any event, we both chose Cleveland last week. I'm 8-5-1 on my elephant picks.
Ride my coattails.
That means we do shots. Right? Can you do it with your glove without knocking over the bumble?
I got it.
All right.
Your Bumble was
It
a
is.
replacement by whoever was the set.
It is Old Smoky cookie dough flavored bourbon
Yay.
and heavy cream because it makes everything better. Cheers to the holidays. Oh, fucking dessert, Daddy.
It does taste. That's not
Fuck,
bad.
man, make that into a cheesecake, Daddy.
I was making fun of that before we
You
started.
are.
and
That's
It's
right.
actually pretty good.
That'd be a hell of
Kind
a
of tastes like
cheesecake,
a
right?
chocolate chip cookie.
Oh my God, make that into a dessert for sure.
Yeah,
Now, Ken, is
that's-
10-4 your best, your personal
pretty
best?
good.
This
No, I don't know that for sure. This is
your personal best?
4 years running on this show. I feel like I went like 13-2 or something like that one
Oh,
time.
come on. You were as high as Mark the Mechanic.
Is that what he did?
He was 14-2.
Davis, you got that?
What?
You got 13 and
Oh, probably.
no more
That's
buys,
easy.
so we got 16 games
I
to
don't
pick.
know if you were ever 13-2. Mark, that last show Mark was on where he was 14-2.
I won't let us forget it.
Yes,
Really? Is that what it was?
He
Davis,
will
what's your
not.
number? What's your number this week out of 16 games?
Oh, I'll
Eight.
probably go 10-6.
10-6. He likes 10-6.
yeah.
All right, I appreciate it. We'll see. That would be a very good
He's
number.
going first then.
I forget. Is this against the spread or straight up?
Against the
Against the
spread.
spread.
Always against the spread. Always against the spread. My father-in-law got out his notebook. I don't know why exactly he takes my advice, but it's not that bad of advice. Hell, we're almost 20 games plus on the season. So, barring that, Dave, hold on. You got any weird Christmas traditions at your house or anything like that? Fake tree, real tree. What do you got in the house?
Oh, we got a fake tree.
Always
Yeah.
a fake tree?
Yeah, we just got a brand new one. I think it costs it costs too much. My dad was pretty pissed when my mom bought it.
Who,
but-
your mom bought it, right?
yeah,
Before Christmas or after?
before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's not the right time.
Yeah. But no, we used to have, we always go fake. I know a lot of people.
always
Do you
been
have a
that
real
way?
one in the house?
We have two real ones. Come on, you watch the
That's
show.
right, that's
You
right,
watch the
that's
show.
right. I forgot, yeah.
Good grief.
Yes. We have a monster
lights up
tree
the
in front. We have
street.
two live ones, so probably some animals in the house. Who the hell knows?
Did you cut it yourself?
We tried. Dude, I thought you watched the fucking show.
Yeah.
Did you skip
the
the
hell?
intro?
No. I can't remember. I mean, it was a week ago.
We went out.
I know the story. They went out in the thing. They
We
found
cut the
one,
fucking
they
thing, and then
found it,
we traded it
they
in.
found the one inside. Come
Okay.
on, Davis.
My bad.
We
What
traded
I'm
it
slacking
in.
here.
We 100% traded it in for one
Jeez.
inside because my wife liked it better.
Pittsburgh yellow.
He is a Steelers fan. I thought for sure he was going to
You
be
know what
wearing his
color that
colors.
is?
He's not
Yes.
wearing his colors. You weren't intimidated by Dan, were you? You know he's a Browns fan, were you?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I was.
Don't be
I was
intimidated by him.
coming in, but
He's
yeah,
like the
that's all right.
Bumble. He's a softie. Anyway, I think we're on to football, barring all that bullshit. Here we go, Thursday Night
Yeah,
Football.
here we go. Barn burner.
Our weekly clunker of a Thursday Night Football game. It is the Los Angeles Chargers playing in division against the Las Vegas Raiders.
How's the dude keep breaking fingers?
That's Justin Herbert. Let me get the line out there. The Vegas Raiders are -3 at home in this game. Chargers, Dan wants to talk about them right out of the gate. They lost to Denver. They are 5-8 on the season. And Dan's talking about Herbert being out for the season, right?
Yeah. I mean,
We got a battle of backup
he
quarterbacks
broke
this
a
week.
finger on his non-throwing hand. Now he broke his index finger on his throwing hand.
And season-ending surgery.
Well, I mean, it's his index finger. He can't throw the.
Right.
I mean, the other hand, yeah, you could work around that and take a snap and stuff.
And they're going nowhere. I mean, they're going nowhere.
Both
Have
of
the
these teams
season-ending
are going
surgery.
nowhere.
Some dude named Easton Stick is playing quarterback for
I
the
like
team.
his last name.
Stick?
Stick.
Yeah, more like Dick. I bet them last week he came in, he threw it to the wrong fucking team, like right and left. Anyway,
Did
they're
he
done.
stick it though?
Brandon Staley, quick question for the crew here. Brandon Staley's done, right, after this year?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think, I mean.
You know where he's from, right?
Yes.
Ohio.
Yes.
Local kid.
John
Perry.
Carroll?
Went to Perry High School.
Perry?
Yeah.
And is
John
he
Carroll
that
kid.
John
Went to
Carroll
John
tree as
yes.
well?
Went to John Carroll.
All right, very good. Davis, with the knowledge, I asked him if he did some homework before he came. He said yes. He's well prepared. He is. So
No,
anyway,
Staley's definitely getting fired. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
I don't see another way around it either. But and then you got the Vegas Raiders, and we talk about coaching. Antonio Pierce, it took over that team after Josh McDaniels got dismissed midseason. It seems like kind of the juice is worn off from that team, from him
Yeah.
being elevated to the head coach. They got fucking shut out last week
Oh my God.
against Minnesota. That final score was 3-0. 3-0. That's a baseball score. That's a hockey score. That's not a football score.
Soccer score.
It's awful. The offense sucks. I mean, they're playing with a backup quarterback as well, a rookie backup quarterback, Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. Jimmy Garoppolo's healthy. I mean, I don't know how much sense it makes. Anyway, Vegas Raiders -3. Who wants to take the lead on this?
I'll take the lead. I'll definitely take the Raiders. Chargers have just been sucking. I mean, Herbert's out for the year. Even though the Raiders are, I mean, what's it called? Josh Jacobs is kind of limping. He's a little hurt, but he's still going to play. So I'll take the Raiders -3.
What do you think, Dan?
I'm going the other way.
Really?
Coach
Wow.
fighting for his job, trying to
Oh.
impress people, and I'm taking stick.
Just the
I'm
dick.
going with a stick.
Anyway, I think both guys are kind of fighting for jobs. Antonio Pierce trying to.
Hey, what job's he fighting for?
I don't think he's gonna get the full-time gig. I really
No.
don't either.
Come on.
I don't disagree with Dan, but I was just throwing it out there. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think Aiden O'Connell is gonna suck again in the first half. Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy. 2H, Jimmy Garoppolo, and then he'll make that team play better. I like the Raiders -3. This is a lousy football game. They've been lousy football games right and left on Thursday Night Football.
I don't know.
Al Michaels is ready to
Michaels
lose
is
the
gonna
shit.
quit.
Tom
He's
might
gonna
be
retire.
watching a Hallmark movie instead of this shit.
Time we're on.
I didn't hear what he was saying.
No, I think we're on.
Are you gonna
Like,
watch
the
this
football
game
game's so
or
bad.
Hallmark
Tom and I have a
movie?
date for a Christmas story.
You should watch that tomorrow.
I got Top Golf, baby.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway.
Oh. Davis, stop hitting the table.
Nope. Dude, don't wear wearing gloves. You like bang shit around when you're wearing gloves. Anyway, we got 3 games. We got National Football League games on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We got a triple hitter, and the games kick off on Saturday at 1 p.m. Tom, they're all on the NFL Network. That is 212 here while I'm out of town. 212. You do not need to change the channel. Write it down. He's taking notes. That's a very good idea. You don't need to change the channel at all. All 3 of them are on there.
You just gotta mess with the remote, or it's gonna shut off because
He won't.
they're gonna think you're sleeping.
Oh yeah, the what that is. I forget. I forget
you
what it
still
says. Let's
watching?
say yes, something like that.
Yeah,
Something to that
it came
effect.
up during the Browns game, and I'm like, I'm still watching.
Of course I'm watching. Of course I'm watching. Minnesota and Cincinnati, a very big football game. Obviously, the Minnesota from the NFC and the Bengals from the AFC. But these two teams, they both have a 7-6 record. They're in that dogfight that I mentioned. The line is Cincinnati -2.5 at home. Minnesota comes off of their win in Las Vegas. We just kind of mentioned it. Minnesota, currently the 6th seed in the NFC. Wow. Like, they're there. Their offense is so limited. Literally, they scored 3 points last week. The Pastronaut, Josh Dobbs.
Got benched.
Yes, he has lost his job.
Nick Mullins is the starter, right?
That's right.
Another ex-Brown player.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably know about it, Dan.
San Francisco, not Mullins from the Heat. Dan, did you watch that movie I told you to watch, The Heat, that comedy with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy? Have you ever seen that movie? It's funny as hell.
You want me to watch a movie?
He hasn't watched it either. Anyway, I mean, the offense limited. They decided.
You haven't watched A Christmas Story yet, and you're asking me if I watched the movie?
No, that's criminal. That's criminal. How do you not watch The Christmas Story?
Yeah.
The house is in Cleveland.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Dan, test him. I haven't watched. Test him. Ask him a fucking question or two to make sure he's watched it. He's not bullshitting me and just throwing me under the rug.
He watched it.
Ask him a question. One question.
It's been 2 years.
That you should know.
It.
Dan's at a loss. I'm not sure Dan's even fucking watching.
I don't even know what to ask.
Busting my balls.
Okay. What's the teacher's name? I don't even know the answer to that.
Yeah,
I can't ask you that.
Oh hell, I don't think either of them watched it. What's the teacher's name? Tom, you got it?
No idea.
Oh, these fucking guys. These fucking guys don't know any better than I do. We're way off topic.
Who are the neighbors with all the dogs?
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
No.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's been 2 years. I watch
2
it.
years?
Here we go.
You'll see your eye out, kid.
Now the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
Truth is coming out.
What does Santa tell him to get instead of the gun?
Oh shit, dude! Truth's coming out. You never watched it.
I did watch it. Tell me now.
You're on a show about football.
Wait, you got a football instead of a gun?
Yeah, ask for a football.
Oh.
Come, I don't know if he really watched it.
I swear.
It might have been on. He might have been.
Oh, okay.
Stir in the pot, baby. Stir in the pot.
It was on, but he had his phone out looking for Steelers shit.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long
He was
shot.
checking on the Three Rivers. Didn't we have this conversation before? What were the Three Rivers?
Yeah.
Allegheny,
Ohio.
And a sewer.
Okay.
Look at Tom with the Jeopardy question.
Well, that's the correct answer, but he didn't even know. He's a Steelers fan, doesn't even know what the Three Rivers
hell.
are.
I told you.
He thought it was the sewer.
I told you. Be prepared for Dan, man. He's a rabid Browns fan. Outside of when the Crew win, apparently MLS championship. But anyway.
There's not much history to the Browns.
Stop. We got to get back on football. Minnesota and Cincinnati.
Wait a minute.
Hell.
Have you heard of Jim Brown?
I'm talking about winning history. I mean, we know the
Jim Brown. I saw him in the police blotter.
We know we know about the championships back in when there wasn't color on the TV. I know about that.
Okay, but you just said there wasn't much history with the Browns. But you know that.
Okay, Otto Graham, Jim Brown.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of history.
Then there's a big gap till 1990. Right?
Okay,
Am I right?
The modern era, yeah. I mean, but
Yeah.
you can't say there's not a lot of history about the Browns.
Oh, but it's not good history.
All right, hold on. Let's wait till we get to our football teams. Holy hell, we got to get through this damn podcast.
He's gonna have to move over on your side.
He's as close as he gets, bro.
No,
anyway,
he's gonna have to go over there.
I'm gonna recap this game. It is the first game on Saturday at 1 p.m. on NFL Network. The Minnesota Vikings play Cincinnati. It's a big football game. Cincinnati -2.5. We talked about Minnesota already. Let's talk about Cincinnati. They won a big game at home against Indianapolis, a high-scoring affair, and Jake Browning.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks in a row, he's throwing for 300 yards. Kind of taking over that
looks
team.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. They're off the fucking mat, man. They're back. They're one of these. I want to say there's 6 teams in the AFC right now who have the same record at 7-6. That's why I mentioned a dogfight. Man, it's going to be awesome going down the stretch. And
2 weeks, Mike Brown's pissed that he gave Joe Burrow all that friggin' money because this kid's doing the same shit that Joe Burrow did.
That's a look. To me, it's a little bit of a stretch. I understand what you're saying. Browning's looked really good.
A little bit of a
I love
stretch.
the idea that Burrow is like there and intense and coaching him up. I love it. They kind of debuted a new weapon, Chase Brown, who's a running back. He's been in the mix along with Joe Mixon, so they're kind of adding some playmakers to this offense.
Joe Mixon's been playing his ass off, though.
Yeah, he's a tough-nosed runner, man. Tough-nosed runner.
Thought he was in the pizza shop.
I wouldn't date the fella, but he's a tough-nosed runner. Cincinnati -2.5 in this game.
I'm going with the Bengals just because they're going to keep the shit interesting in the AFC.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I love that number at 2.5. I think that's a candidate for me for elephant pick. I love the number. It's under a field goal. We're unanimous that we're on Cincinnati -2.5. The middle game on Saturday. It starts at 4:30. A huge huge AFC wild card game. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Indianapolis, where I will be on Saturday.
These are the two teams behind the Browns for the wild
Right
card.
there. The Steelers currently are the 6th seed, but let's not bury the line. Indianapolis is installed as a 2-point favorite in this football game at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, they come out with a loss to New England. Davis, you're a Steelers fan. No reason to hide it. Let's talk about your football team.
All right. I mean, all the fans saying they want to fire Mike Tomlin, I mean, idiots. I can't agree more. Matt Canada, we know was the problem, but we know Kenny Pickett was a problem too. Mitch Trubisky sucks. Thanks, by the way. I mean,
Bears fan.
he sucks. I'd rather have Mason Rudolph play for the.
Get that.
I would.
Tis the season. Put the Rudolph in. Tis the season, right?
Exactly. But I mean, against Indianapolis.
How's the dude still on the team? That's what I want to know. You let go of Josh
Rudolph?
Dobbs, and Rudolph is still on your team.
I'd rather have Duck Hodges. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, isn't he like married or somebody like a super hot girl? Who's that?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know who the model
who is
is.
that?
I don't
He's
know.
like
Lou.
he's like married to a superstar or like dating like a superstar, like hot girl.
Good for him.
What the fuck's that guy's first name?
Duh.
Delvin.
Alexa, who is Delvin Hodges dating?
From Chicago.com. Hodges and Bell had been dating for the past
Who's
9
Bell?
months. Prosecutors
That's a
said.
last name, Bell.
Fuck, I don't know. It didn't work. I don't know, but we're off topic wildly again. This show's gonna be long. But let's talk about your team a little bit.
Is Watt playing?
Yeah, him and Highsmith, is that the
Yes,
other?
Highsmith, yeah.
They're both like banged up a little bit.
I mean, the whole team this year. I mean, around the league, there's been so many injuries.
It's a battle of attrition, man.
It's the worst year of officiating by far, I will say. But we have no linebackers left. We are going deep into the practice squad with that. We have had to pick up veterans and all that stuff.
You're going out to the street corner going, can you play linebacker?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
you guys
tough.
have been decimated.
I'm expecting a call after this. So,
Right.
But,
Yeah. What, to be the punter?
no, just to be a linebacker. I mean,
Linebacker, holy hell.
I don't know if I would take that job.
yeah, no. But I will say the bright spot of the team is the special teams. Which, if that's your bright spot, you're a horrible team like this is. Harris has been horrible. Jalen Warren's been.
But you're
horrible.
rooting like hell, though. I mean, they're currently in the tournament somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna fade because there's so many teams that same
TJ
record.
Watt was in the concussion protocol because I mean everybody saw that game.
Yeah.
If you tuned in, I mean Ezekiel Elliott's leg just hit him in the face mask, and you could tell that
Yeah.
he didn't have any symptoms till the next day, but it looked like he had symptoms immediately, which is fine. I don't. So where is he at in the concussion protocol? Is he playing, or I haven't seen
He's
anything?
gonna play. He's cleared.
All right, what's Highsmith's deal?
I don't think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna be out. Yeah.
I mean, it's been a tough stretch for the Steelers.
It is.
I mean, they have hosted two-win teams in a row and lost both of the games. That's a lot of deuces right there. But that's a bad look. They should have capitalized on that. They didn't. I think they're in trouble. But anyway, let's talk about Indianapolis. They lost that shootout game in Cincinnati. The defense kind of no-showed. Dan's doing some gyration. I think he means he wants to talk about Gardner Minshew. I was assuming he wanted to talk about Gardner Minshew. Currently, the Indianapolis Colts, and once again, it's all based on tiebreakers and very, very fluid. They're currently the 7th seed if the tournament started today. Obviously, that might very well change next week, but we'll see. Dan's talking about Gardner Minshew is a kind of a wild card player. Makes big plays, makes big mistakes, type of thing. Indianapolis -2. I'm going to take the lead.
Is Taylor playing?
I don't think JT's playing. I don't think John Taylor's back yet. Zach Moss, I think, is the lead back there.
They don't even need Jonathan Taylor.
I like the Colts at home. It's under a field goal. I like the Colts -2 in this game.
You want to go, Dan? Or you want me to go? Okay. Pittsburgh has beat the Colts 14 years in a row, by the way. Since 2009, they beat them. They haven't lost since 2009.
They're 14-0 in their last 14 games against the Colts. I remember that fucking playoff bullshit.
And
game.
since 2016, it's been a one-score game every game.
My guess is you're going with the Steelers. How do you not? It's your team, right?
I'm going.
It's
with
a
the
betting
Steelers.
podcast.
I'm going with the Steelers.
It's a betting podcast.
I have to. Yeah.
All right, and you want to make
Plus
sure.
2, I'll take
Wait,
it.
what did you say your record was going to be?
10-6.
10-6. All right.
I'm actually going with the Steelers in this one too.
Why?
Tomlin's had 2 shit losses. He ain't gonna have a third.
All right,
3 in a row? Ain't no way.
Might as well make this podcast really long. And Davis is here. He's only here for one time. It's his football team. Tomlin.
He could be replacing you. I don't know. He could be.
You like him? No, I thought you guys were butting heads a little bit. Anyway, Tomlin. And I love him as a coach. I think he's an incredible motivator. I love him as a leader of men. X and O guy. I don't know. What do you think about Tomlin going forward as the head football coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I love it. I mean, I know we get a positive season every year, Dan. You can't deny it.
No,
but I'm just saying.
I'm actually going to make fun of him for questioning
if you fired Mike Tomlin today, he'd be picked up by every single team. In a heartbeat.
100% he would have another head coaching football job if he won.
At the same time,
I know we got stubborn ownership. They're not going to do it. I mean, we've had 3 coaches.
At the same time, the Steelers always seem to have a ton of talent but don't win shit. Bill Cowher should have had 4 Super Bowls, and he got 1.
We're still on Saturday football. We got to move the show forward a little bit.
How many Super Bowls did the Browns have?
None.
Okay.
But
just double checking.
How many did Bill Cowher have?
1.
And this is the comment that I made about an Ohio Pittsburgh fan versus a Pittsburgh fan, because the Pittsburgh
that's a good
people
question.
agree
Hold
with
on,
me.
that's a good question. How did you become a Steelers fan since you're from Ohio?
Followed in my dad's steps.
Does your father have any? Does Matt have any affiliation to Pennsylvania or anything like that?
I don't think so. No.
No. All right, very good. We got to move on. I was asking. I always ask that question of the local Steelers fans here in Northeast Ohio, if they have a reason or some basis for being a Steelers fan. In any event, the nightcap on Saturday, the Denver Broncos travel to the Motor City to play the Detroit Lions. The Lions are 4-point favorites in this game. The Denver Broncos, let's talk about them first. They're 7-6. One of those teams, man. There's a lot of them in the AFC right there. They come off of their win, a big division win against the Los Angeles Chargers. They're still in the hunt. I mean, their defense is playing well. This team they were awful at the beginning of the season. And their last 7 games, Dan,
Yeah.
They're good.
Davis, 6-1.
Yeah.
6-1 over the
I
last
can't
7
believe
games.
it. I think it's a coaching miracle.
And let's talk about Detroit. Detroit, once again, -4 in
They
this
shit
game.
the bed.
They come off of their loss in Chicago, where this team is kind of reeling in the wrong direction.
I mean, since Thanksgiving, they've looked like shit.
I think before that even. And
I don't know what to think.
where's
about
that defense at? Where's that defense that was so stout at the beginning of the season? I mean, it's not there. Jared Goff's turning the ball over. I mean,
Well, does he have injuries on the O-line?
yeah, I mean, the offensive line isn't great. I mean, the Bears got to him. I watched
That's
obviously
not
the
an
whole game last
excuse
week.
for throwing the ball from the center.
That happened as well. I mean, there was a big play in that Detroit-Chicago game when they jumped off sides and the Bears got a touchdown, but we're not on the Bear game yet. Detroit -4 in this game. The turnovers continue. You guys talk about this. They're going to right the ship here at home, -4, against a very motivated Denver Bronco football team.
I hate Denver. I'm taking Detroit.
I think Detroit is due. I'll take Detroit -4. I hate Denver too.
I think I kind of agree with Davis's analysis. They're due. I mean, I like Dan Campbell as a motivator of that football team. I don't know. This line shrunk. I mean, it was -6 out of the gate. That's quick. We're not anywhere close to through this. Dan's going to get a couple of Bud Lights in as well. Anyway, Davis and I are both going to give the points to the Detroit Lions. Dan's on the Broncos. Is that correct, Dan?
No,
he
Broncos.
took-
Get the hell out of here.
What did he say?
He took Detroit.
We all take
He said
Detroit?
he said he hates the
I
Broncos.
messed it up?
Yes,
All right, so we're all in Detroit. Unanimous.
All 3.
Unanimous. All right, very good.
Move it into your chair, baby.
All right. 10% beer. We know that. I mean, that shit's going to happen throughout the
You
show.
ain't even had half of it.
I understand that. I mean, it's a long show. We did some shots ahead of time. We always pregame a little bit. Davis got to see some behind-the-scenes stuff. I think he enjoyed that. He did not partake, Matt. I promise you we didn't let him. My wife's a stickler. In any event, we're finally on the Sunday 1 o'clock slate.
Woo!
The big game, Atlanta Falcons.
Can't wait to watch this one.
Travel to play the Carolina Panthers. Atlanta's a
Is this one
3-point
even on TV?
favorite on the road.
Just radio.
Atlanta, they are 6-7 on the season, and it's this NFC South, right? Up for grabs. There are 3 teams that have a 6-7 record. The Carolina Panthers are not one of them.
Saints.
It is the Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Atlanta Falcons. But anyway, Atlanta travels to Carolina -3. They lost a really tough football game at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where the game was back and forth. There was a lot of scoring.
Yeah.
They missed 2 field goals. their kicker, that's got to hurt.
Coup. Yeah.
I mean, and then Desmond Ritter's at quarterback. It's the same story with him. Like, he's kind of like Gardner Minshew. Makes big plays, makes big mistakes. That's that team. But meanwhile, they're traveling to Carolina, who's an awful fucking football team. They're 1-12 on the season. I mean, fucking awful.
Yeah. I'll take the lead on this one. I'll take the Atlanta -3. I mean, the division's up for grabs. Carolina sucks.
A lot to play for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina lost at New Orleans. They were kind of in the game for a bit, but, I mean, they're a team that, well, they committed some turnovers. They had a blocked punt. They had another turnover. I mean, this team has to basically play a perfect football game to win a football game in the National Football League. So we'll see if they can put a perfect football game.
Every team has to play a perfect game to win it.
That's not true.
They're not even close. They don't have the talent.
Yeah, that's why they have to play perfect. But
They can play perfect.
there's all kind. I mean, San Francisco played a shitty football game and it covered the fucking number last week.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're wildly talented. The Carolina Panthers are not, as Dan mentioned. Atlanta -3 on the road. Ton to play for.
Atlanta.
Me too. I think Davis committed as well. In agreement once again, unanimous again. Next game on the board.
Oh, here we go. Ring the bell, Tom. Give it a bang.
Yes, sir. It is the Chicago Football Bears traveling with their 2-game heater win streak
On the lake.
in town to Cleveland. The Browns are only 3-point favorites in this game. I tell you what, my kids were talking about this, and I said I think it's probably going to be just somewhat short of a touchdown. I was wrong. I mean, maybe the national people, maybe Vegas thinks more of this Bears team and maybe a little bit less of the Browns team than I do. But anyway, the Bears are 5-8. The Cleveland Browns are 8-5. Let's talk about the Bears first. They come off a big home win against Detroit. The Bears are 1 game out of a wild card spot in the NFC. I mean, they're not dead. They're not dead. I'm very excited. They have a soft schedule going forward. It includes Atlanta, Arizona, and then they travel to Green Bay. I would love to see them go to Green Bay with a chance, winner take all, go into the playoffs. I don't know if that's going to happen. It will hinge on whether or not the Bears can go into Cleveland and get a win. We'll see. I mean, the Bears defense has been playing so much better. They've produced 3 or 4 turnovers a game. Fields looks pretty good. I mean, the team's playing a lot better, but we'll see what's going to happen with that. And then Cleveland, they come off of their home win against Jacksonville. They're 8-5. They currently own the 5 seed in the playoffs. They're there. They're in. Dan, your team's had 4 quarterbacks this year. All of them won a football game. Flacco, wait, let's talk about Flacco. Like, kind of stay the ship. What do you think about Joe Flacco?
Great.
I was impressed with what he did against the L.A. Rams. And then last week when he was at home against Jacksonville, I was like, holy shit, Joe can throw.
Yeah.
I mean, he can play.
It's kind of like steady the ship type of thing. It's not erratic, really.
I mean, I thought the offense moved really freaking good.
You guys had a lot of injuries, man.
Tons of
my
injuries. I mean, there's what?
They both the tackles are out.
5 guys
Hurst is
on
out now, yeah.
freaking IR, done for the season. Well, DeJuan Jones, the big ass kid
Ohio
from
State.
Right
Ohio
tackle.
State,
Yeah.
he didn't play, but they put him on IR.
Left tackle?
Right tackle.
I know.
Left tackle, Jedrick Wills has been on IR.
Out for the
Season
season.
ending. He's gone. So we've already done with him. But then on defense, we lost Grant Delpit, starting safety.
You just got a contract, right?
Extension, 3-year extension,
Good for
$36
him.
million.
Grant, you got paid, Daddy. Way to
Groin
go.
surgery. Now, he's out on IR. Could possibly return if we make the playoffs. We'll see. Maurice Hurst,
Yep.
No, that's a lot.
out.
I mean, battle of attrition, man. We're
And
week
then,
15. This
Obu
happens.
Oronko, defensive
Okonkwo,
lineman.
yeah.
Two defensive linemen, both out.
I bet Tom's itching to talk about his football team. Has been decimated with injuries as well. But anyway.
We've been decimated all year, and we keep playing. Now, my concern is the 2 defensive linemen this week. So, can we plug
Miles?
and play? No, the 2 that we just lost. Weren't you paying attention?
Obo Okonkwo
and Hurst.
and Hurst.
Come on, Ken. What
Okay.
the hell?
Plug and play, baby.
Throwing him away.
It's a battle of attrition,
We're
man.
going to move him out.
Cleveland -3 in this football game.
Well, I'm not done talking.
What do you want to talk about?
We're going to kick the shit out of the Bears. Taking the Browns.
I love it. They come off of their win against Jacksonville.
That's a
T-Law
good game.
played in that game. We didn't think Trevor Lawrence was going to play, and all of a sudden he played, and the line got manipulated.
He was off. He did not.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to play. We'll talk about Jacksonville, but he wasn't ready to play. He wasn't his mobile self, if you
Do you
will.
have 3 picks?
Cleveland minus
4.
3 in this
4?
game.
No, there were 4 turnovers. I don't remember if they were all picked.
2 to Emerson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
We 100% know where Dan's going. We 100% know where I'm going. Davis, where are you going? If you want to get back on the show again, do the right fucking thing.
Pains me to say it, but I'm going with Dan's Browns minus 3.
Did he
Oh my
take the
God.
Bears?
I want a winning record, Ken. That's all I
You
want.
took the Bears? The hell?
I tell you what, I did think the line was going to be higher than this, heavier than this. I did. I told my kids, I guessed at it. I told them I think it's going to be 6.
Now, do you know what
Hey,
Eberflus
you know
is
your
called?
quarterback's going to have nightmares because the last time he was here, he had 9 sacks.
The offensive line's a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see.
9 sacks.
I can't wait to watch it. Connor Keating going to be watching it live. I'm looking for some video. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, the Bears have played a lot better over the last month. We'll see how it goes. Cleveland minus 3 in this football game. We're at odds. Battle of the Bays is the next game on the board.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about Matt Eberflus? I want your thoughts.
He sucks.
The team is playing much better over the last month. I do not like a defensive coach as my head coach. I want one
And
of
you
these
don't
young.
like your offense, Getsy.
I would prefer a young offensive mind as a head coach. We'll
Two
see.
idiots running.
And here's the
show.
thing. I mean, Fields has played pretty well. Now we're gonna just make the show like Wally long.
Okay.
Here's the bad thing about Fields.
Let me ask: would you draft Caleb Williams?
If I had the Bears pick?
Yeah.
If it's 1, they have Carolina's pick, which would be 1.
I don't know.
The Bears get
I
one.
would
too.
touch that
I
dude
would
with a
not.
10-foot pole.
I would not.
Here's the thing, and my son Connor's gonna be heartbroken because he absolutely loves Justin Fields. Here's what's gonna happen, I think, with the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields can play great down the stretch, and who knows? Maybe the Bears do make the playoffs, and maybe something happens. But restarting a quarterback's contract is a very big fucking thing in the National Football League, which means it's the money. I mean, if they give Fields a contract, it's like $50 million on the fucking books. I mean, and then you can't build your team. But the Bears, if they end up with the 1 pick from Carolina, you can restart that contract. But I don't want to go too deep into it. I think
you
that
still have
really
the issue of building your team, and your GM hasn't had a history of building a team. Your offensive line
He's been there
sucks.
1 year.
The whole team sucks.
We'll find out on Sunday. Fuck you, the offensive line sucks. Battle of the Bays is
Fuck.
next.
If you
Tampa
get rid
Bay.
of Justin Fields, I fucking take him.
No shit, right? What are you going to pay for him?
Bag of donuts?
2. At
Steelers will
least
take him.
2 and change. At least a 2 and change.
Ain't no-
100% 2 and change. There's no way. He's that
You guys would be
dynamic of a
desperate
player.
to get rid of him if you're taking
They're
Caleb
not
Williams.
desperate.
And
They're
then-
not desperate.
And then you'll be in this situation again.
That's what you call
Williams is
mortgaging.
worse than
All right,
Fields.
we're done talking about the Bears. I've never done talking about the Bears, but I think the Bears go into Cleveland and find a way to win this fucking football game. The Battle of the Bays is next. Tampa Bay
Ain't no way you're winning in Cleveland.
travels to Green Bay. The Packers 3.5-point favorites in this football game. Both these teams have the exact same record. This is a monster football game for wild card positioning in the National Football
Every
League.
game's huge.
6 and 7, both teams. 6 and 7, right?
I can't believe the records of all these teams this year. It's insane.
I know. I mean, it's an absolute dogfight. It's going to be fun to watch these last 3 weeks. I can't wait to watch it. Green Bay's been installed as 3.5-point favorites. Tampa Bay, they come off of their huge win in Atlanta. Back and forth game that they find a way to win. Baker Mayfield's fired up. That guy's fucking crazy. He starts headbutting people right and left. They're like, I didn't really want that headbutt. Thank you. I didn't have my fucking helmet on. Like, what the fuck, dude? You know, but he's a wild card dude. They found a way to win this football game, and they're one of those 3 teams. I mean, I don't know if based on tiebreakers who goes in right now, but there's 3 of those 4 teams. It's going to shake out at some point in time. And then you got Green Bay. They come off a big loss on Monday night at the New York Giants.
DeVito!
That's 2 games away.
DeVito!
We can't wait to talk about.
You see his agent?
Tommy, yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're having
It's gonna
sausage and
happen.
peppers tonight.
We're-
Gabagoo.
That's right. The Green Bay Packers currently got the 7th seed in the tournament right now. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Minus 3.5, Dan. Is that hook going to get them? Tampa Bay going to go in there?
I'm
What's going to
taking
happen?
Baker and the Buccaneers because
Yeah?
the last time Baker went up there with the Browns, I believe it was Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
That was Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
Baker was lights out that game.
Jordan Love played so well for like a few weeks, and he was not good. He was off. I mean, there was those 2 Monday Night Football games, and I was watching the Miami-Tennessee game, and I was trying to watch the Giant-Packer game. I saw Jordan Love miss a few passes. He wasn't near as sharp as he'd been the previous like few weeks. Green Bay -3.5. Davis, you take the lead.
I took the lead.
What'd you bet?
The Buccaneers. What
No,
the
nobody
hell?
pays attention to you.
Alzheimer's? I'm sorry.
You
What do
had
you
half a freaking beer. Come
right.
on, focus.
I'll take Green Bay -3.5.
Why?
Tampa Bay go into snowy Lambeau Field. I don't know.
Cannonballs travel, baby.
And I think Love wants to,
Going with the weather effect. I hear you. That weather thing is
It's
real.
supposed to be 50.
Yeah, I know. We do have decent weather this weekend in the Midwest, as Dan just alluded
But
to.
you got to be pissed if you're LaFleur. I think Packers win the game. I really do.
I think they're the better football team.
Yeah.
I like the hook. It's part me being a Bears fan and rooting for them to lose. Meanwhile, either one of these teams, they advance to get a better record than the Bears. So it's kind of a wash in regards to the Bears fighting for a wild card position. But I don't know. I'm scared of the hook in this football game. I think it's really tight. I think somebody wins by a field goal. I'm going to take the points with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting at 3.5. I do think the Green Bay Packers win this game. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes. Next game on the board, my father Tom is very interested. It is a division game. It is the New York Jets traveling down coast to play the Miami Dolphins. The Finns are -9 in this football game. The Jets are 5-8. They come off a win against Houston where Zach Wilson, who was like, Zach's like, I don't really know if I want to play.
wanna play, yeah.
Our team sucks. I don't know. And then goes out and throws for 300 fucking yards. I mean,
I don't know how to do
predicting
that.
what Zach Wilson is going to do is ridiculous. Dan, are you listening?
Yes,
All right.
With the moms too.
Yeah. He's a big fan with the moms. Big hit with the moms. Literally, that team put up 30 fucking points. I mean,
I couldn't believe it.
They might have put up 30 points in the last like 8 weeks. They put up 30 points against the Houston Texans. I mean, Zach Wilson, like, you can't predict what that guy's going to do. He was pretty good. Yeah. I saw a chunk of that game because I was on Houston.
For not wanting to play,
like,
he played
Are they going to
great.
get back in this game or what? I mean, the defense was great again, and the defense is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And is this team going to be motivated? I don't know. They're 5-8, and they travel to Miami, right? Miami, they come off a short week. They lost on Monday night. A game where they played absolutely lousy at home against Tennessee.
Embarrassed.
They are currently the 2 seed. Let's start with that. They're currently the 2 seed. My father-in-law, Tommy's right behind Seth, was ready to jump off the ledge and say, like, I don't think our team's going to make the playoffs because they have a really difficult schedule coming up. I think it includes Buffalo, Dallas, and Philadelphia. Is that correct after this week?
Buffalo, Dallas,
You got to have a division game in there. I
Buffalo.
would think.
Buffalo, Dallas. All right, you think of it. You tell me what the other 3 team is. You wrote it one time. I saw it. They're currently the 2 seed. But meanwhile, that was a really bad performance in a historical,
Lousy.
like, choke-off game. They led by 14 points. The betting line was 13.5. They're supposed to blow out this Tennessee Titan football team. They have a 14-point lead. They garner a 14-point lead with less than 3 minutes left in the game. And they fucking lost. They fucking lost
The
by a
punt
point.
returner, like, for Tennessee, didn't he fumble the ball or whatever? And then Dolphins had the momentum. I mean, they scored twice with, Mostert. And
Yeah.
I thought that it was done deal.
It was a runaway win. I mean, the boys' text was going crazy with the EEEs. We're going to win type of thing. And then, I mean, they absolutely pissed away that football game. Miami's 9-4. Tom, I'm telling you, your team's in. They're in. They're going to win this game against the Jets. 10-4, 100% get you in. I think the floor for this football team is the 3 or 4 seed. I think the ceiling for this team is a 1 or 2. It's probably a 2. The 1's a big deal because you get the bye. But anyway, Miami -9 in this football game against a Jets football team with Zach Wilson coming off a very good game, a very good defense, going down to Miami, who's beat up Tom, another offensive lineman. The center went down for the year, Connor Williams.
not for the year, I don't think.
I think he is.
Oh, yeah, because I was texting you that Eichenberg kid was playing.
How many
He's
starts?
from Notre Dame, right?
The
We texted back and
whole
forth.
offensive line is gone except for the right tackle.
Tyreek Hill went out of the game. He came back in. His wife said, "Get your fucking pussy ass back in the game." Via text, he went back in. He's like, "Oh damn, all right, I gotta go back in." But I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I think Tyreek Hill's gonna play in this game, but that offense looks completely different without him on the field.
Oh my God.
And, I mean, look
Totally.
at Mahomes now without him. I mean, he's throwing a lot more picks. Kadarius Toney kind of sucks. I mean,
Kinda?
yeah, sucks.
Listen,
sucks.
they won a fucking Super Bowl after Hill left. But anyway, I'll temper that a bit. But that Miami Dolphin offense looks completely different, timing-wise and everything else. When number 10 is not on the field, Miami -9. I think he plays. What's going to happen here, guys?
Well, Miami's got a track record of destroying teams with losing records, and I think last week was an anomaly. So I'm going with the Dolphins because the Jets suck. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, Wilson had a good game. Okay, he had a good.
He
game.
got back it up.
He had a good
That guy-
game a couple weeks ago, and I was like, okay, maybe this kid turned the corner.
You can't predict this guy, I know.
And now,
Like, I don't really want to
I'm done with
play.
Wilson.
I think I'll go out and play for 300
Yeah,
and throw for
so,
300 yards.
they're going down to Miami. I'm going to get some sun. I'm here. Go
Tom,
to the
-9 the
club.
Fins. They're going to win this game by 10 points?
I thought it was -14, but I like
Get the fuck outta here.
-9.5.
Yeah,
All right, fine. He likes to buy a touchdown and field goal. Davis.
I'll take Miami -9. I think Zach Wilson's going to throw one to one of the corners. Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some good. You're right. They got some good
Good
D-backs.
corners,
That's a
yeah.
good call right there. I like that. I'm gonna lay the points to the Fins as well. Yeah, I like Mike McDaniel as a coach. I like his Air Force Ones. I like his little get up on the sideline and his fancy watch, all that whole shit. I like that fucking guy. I'm on the Fins -9. Next game on the board. The Giants go to play New Orleans in the Big Easy. Saints -5.5 in this football game. Dan's itching to talk about the Giants. They're 5-8 on season. They come off a big win on Monday night against the Packers.
DeVito, man.
DeVito,
What
baby.
the hell? Hey, you gotta love the kid.
The legend of Tommy DeVito grows.
Friggin' dude.
The family, I mean,
Dude, that was awesome. Did you see him? Did you see his fucking agent?
Yeah.
With that fucking Rocky Balboa hat and shit?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Pinstripes. I mean, what the hell? Kid
Tom-
lives in Jersey. What are they calling him? Tommy Cutlets now?
Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, Tommy Chicken Cutlets.
It ain't
Yeah.
chicken, dude. They ain't eating chicken cutlets.
Oh, my buddy Al
Hey,
from New
get
Jersey,
outta
they
here.
made chicken cutlets.
Get
Al, you
outta
made the
here.
show, man. You never made the show.
Hey,
Oh,
get-
dude, chicken cutlets is
Dude,
Italian
get
staple.
outta here.
Italian staple.
Now.
You see his agent though? His agent wearing that fucking
They're
Balboa
eating
after
freaking
that.
beef cutlets.
Holy
They
hell!
ain't no chicken.
The chicken cutlets,
No,
man.
they're. Come on.
The G-Men are winners of 3 straight. All with DeVito. DeVito's not throwing a pick. I mean,
I can't believe it.
Tyrod Taylor's healthy, but if that guy tries to play, one of the DeVito family is going to put him in concrete shoes in the Hudson fucking River.
They might put freaking Dable in concrete shoes.
Right. New Orleans -5.5 in this game. Once again, we talked about this a few times at NFC South. One of the 3 teams tied for the lead. I mean, dogfight to the finish. Who's going to win this fucking division?
New Orleans is a mess. I mean, both of these teams are a mess.
Defense is playing a
hate
little
New
bit
Orleans.
better. I mean, they're a very average football team. Both sides of the ball. Carr played last week.
But they shouldn't be.
We thought
They should
James was
be
going to play.
better.
Carr played. -5.5 against the G-Men and Tommy DeVito. What's going to happen?
I got to go with the G-Man. I'm going with DeVito.
DeVito. What do you think? What do you think, Davis?
I'll have to go with the Giants too. I like Tommy DeVito. The Saints are just all over the place. Derek Carr is pretty inconsistent, so I'll take the
Yeah.
G-Men.
I mean,
It's a big enough number for me, too. I think I am going to take the Giants. I do like the Saints to win this football game. I mean, obviously, they have a ton to play for. I mean, the Giants, we'll see. I mean, maybe they have some renewed life, and they go on this run. Who knows? But I'm going to take the Giants to make this a close game as well. We're all unanimously on the Giants in this football game. Division game next. The Houston Texans play the Tennessee Titans. The Titans 2.5-point favorites in this football game. Houston 7-6. They come off of that miserable loss in New York against the Jets. We just talked about Zach Wilson. The injuries piling up for every team. I get it.
Yep.
They had lost Tank Dell, one of their stud rookie
wide
receivers. They
receivers,
lose Nico Hollins. And then we got C.J. Stroud in the concussion protocol. And what scares the shit out of me about this game is I don't know if Stroud's going to come out of the concussion protocol. Because if he doesn't, you got Davis Mills starting a quarterback for the Houston Texans.
shit, I thought he was a coach.
Right. Anyway, and then Tennessee, we just talked about them.
Wait. I thought Davis Mills was sitting next to me.
We don't give up last names generally on this podcast. We won't give it up tonight. Tennessee with a monster win in Miami on Monday night where they were down huge. I mean, but here's the thing. I don't think, I mean, it's a very wildly competitive AFC. Tennessee's 5-8. I don't think they're going to go anywhere in the playoff picture. With that being said,
Are they in the playoff picture?
not
They're going to
really.
be
But
after
here's
they
the thing.
win this game.
I guess where I was really going with this, a huge season for the Tennessee Titans because I think they found a fucking quarterback. Will Levis. Let's talk about Will Levis.
Kentucky kid, yeah.
Second round draft pick, shitty, easy contract to swallow for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's a player, this is a huge winning football season. That's going to hurt.
Whoa! What's going on here?
All right.
The ultimate tailgating experience. Hold on. Maybe we should see this.
Enough. Talk about football while I try to fix the technical
Well,
difficulties.
Will Levis, I mean, he's grown. As a
Game-winning
quarterback.
drive, I
yeah,
mean,
no, I
great.
mean, the kid can definitely play. I mean, Tannehill, unfortunately, maybe you get a Joe Flacco deal
Yeah.
along the lines, but
I can't
think
believe
Tannehill's
Tennessee's
done.
favored, but I'm riding with
In this
Tennessee
game,
minus 2.5.
Tennessee should be favored in this. I mean,
You got the wide receivers
got
out,
the
but
injuries.
I don't know. Stroud's gonna play, I bet, but
is he really?
He's not out of concussion protocol yet.
No.
No, I don't. If I was Houston, I wouldn't rush him out either.
okay.
Tennessee
hurt.
minus
But I mean,
2.5.
you're in a race for the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I
are
make
you
these
gonna do
guys take the
anything?
lead
I mean,
all the
you gotta-
time. I think Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans build on the confidence that they gained down at South Beach. I like the Titans. It's short of field goal. I'm on Tennessee minus 2.5.
I like Vrabel when it counts most. Minus 2.5. I'll take Tennessee.
I'll take Tennessee too.
Now the show's just fucking crazy long, and we're going to talk about New England in a second.
This is gonna be.
I think we know Bill Belichick's out. Do you think that Robert Kraft pays to get Mike Vrabel to come to New England to be the head coach?
I know there's rumors with Vrabel.
He's a former player
with
there.
Ohio
a former
State.
storied player there.
There's rumors with Vrabel and Ohio State, and I don't think it's
Not
going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
He's going to stay in the NFL. Belichick, I don't see Vrabel going back to New England. I think he's going to stay in Tennessee.
They would have to pay for him to happen. But anyway,
But where's Belichick going to go? You think?
I don't want him. I don't know. We'll talk about it in a second. They're on the board.
He's got a shitty team. You can't blame him.
We'll talk. Oh yeah, right. He's past his prime, maybe to me. Anyway, the next game on the board.
Yeah.
It's the end of our Sunday 1 p.m. slate. It's Kansas City traveling New England. This game was
Jeez.
slated for Monday night. It got flexed out because it's so shitty.
Yeah.
Kansas City's minus 8.5 in
Both teams are
Foxborough.
shitty.
And Kansas City 8.5.
That's a Thursday night football game, right
Let's
there.
talk
Kansas
about this.
City.
Kansas City 8-5 on the season. They come off of their home loss against Buffalo. They're currently the 3 seed. And they may fall to 4. I mean, this team's not playing well. They struggle to score 20 points. There may not be a home playoff football game in Arrowhead this year if they fall to the 4 seed, which would be Jacksonville, which is their competition for that, if you will. But let's talk about that game. Also, let's talk. Obviously, it was a headline in the National Football League.
Hey,
let's talk about the offside call against
seriously,
Pearson.
it's not that hard to go. Excuse me, sir. Am I across the ball? Am I on? Line me up, because it pisses me off. The offense can do that, but a defensive lineman doesn't have that luxury going, excuse me, sir, is my hand across the line? So screw him.
I hear
Use
you.
the cross.
I heard.
Stop
What do you think,
I
Davis?
heard there's 10 offsides, like things that happened, but they were never called until the final minute. I think that's why
Okay,
Kansas City.
if there were,
I think that's why
then
Kansas
they
City is
should
so
have freaking
pissed.
thrown the flag on them all.
I didn't like how Patrick Mahomes addressed it. He
Throwing your helmet. Come on.
I think no. I mean, even in the post game, he's like, "Oh, it's a Hall of Fame play by a Hall of Fame tight end." He goes, "Why?" He goes, "That's good for the game." I'm like, "It's
You were
ref's
offside.
call. You're breaking the rules. You can't do that."
The call was
Stupid as shit.
It was blatant too.
the call was wildly magnified because of the outcome of the actual play.
Yeah.
It was a pass to Travis Kelce, who starts running
I
and
believe
throws.
in our game we had a touchdown called back or a huge play in the Browns game because somebody didn't tell the ref they were on or off the ball.
Obviously, there's a magnifying glass on this particular play because Travis Kelce catches the ball, makes his way 5 or 7 yards, and sees Kadarius Toney, who was the guy who lined up offsides, and throws an absolute fucking dart right in the middle of
I
his
couldn't believe
numbers.
he caught it.
He catches it, goes in. That's the reason why the play. I mean, he was offsides.
Is it an issue because his girlfriend was there?
No, it's an issue because it was the winning play if they don't call it. But, I mean, he was
If
offside.
they don't call it, but he was clearly across the line. How do you not call that?
It is this whole thing with checking and protocol and
Okay,
unwritten rules. I get
like
it. We get it. We all get it. We all
demonstrated
get it.
before.
We all get
Come
it.
on. And the ref will go, okay.
Right, Jerry the wide receiver lines up, looks to the ref. Yes, I understand.
Dude, this is Pee Wee football shit that we teach our kids to do.
Too much time.
It's not too much time.
The Chiefs are crying about the
All right,
fact
this show's
that
stupid.
the Chiefs are crying.
Just pick the freaking games. We don't have to talk about them.
We are
pick 'em.
The Chiefs are
Pick 'em.
the Chiefs
You're
are
driving me nuts.
Chiefs are crying about the fact that they said I should have got a warning and things
No,
like that.
stop talking and pick the game.
New England.
You want to cut everybody off, but you want to talk.
New
Go ahead,
England.
pick.
New England. Hold on.
Pick.
They just wait.
Pick.
You
He's
don't
not
want,
talking about New England.
You don't want to talk about.
No.
You don't want to talk about Davis's
No.
struggles with New England.
No,
You
pick.
don't. You don't. I mean,
Cut me
that's
off.
brutal.
Pick.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Dan.
I'll
but,
leave. Pick. I got shit to do.
Holy hell! All right.
You gotta be the referee.
Davis somehow gets pushed in the
Yeah, I'm in
referee's
the middle
spot.
here.
New England comes off a big win against Pittsburgh. Signs the lines,
Pick.
if you will. Zappy played
You
well.
cut me off. Pick.
Kansas City
We're
minus
waiting.
8.5 in this game. I'll pick. I think they avenge it. I know they never cover. I know they don't. I'm taking them to cover this week. I think they're pissed. I think they know that they're in a dogfight for a home playoff game. I like the Chiefs minus 8.5 in this game.
I completely disagree. I think Kansas City's going to win by touchdown, not 9.
Taking the points?
Yeah.
No. Dan.
Kansas City never covers. I'm going with New England.
Dan's on New England. Sunday, 4 p.m.
Just
slate.
pick the game. Don't even talk your bullshit, because no one else can talk other than you.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Stop being so
Yes, it
salty,
is.
Dan. We talked a lot about that. San Francisco at Arizona.
Just pick.
San Francisco, huge favorite, minus 12.5.
San Francisco. What do you want?
No. San Francisco's 10-3 on the season. They're the first team to clinch a playoff spot in the playoffs. Anyway, I think I was redundant there. Anyway, I don't know where the weaknesses are on this football team. I mean, they're a very good football team. They had a slow start against Seattle, but they're a good football team. And in Arizona, they come up by. They're really
San
playing.
Francisco is really good. Arizona sucks. Who you picking?
Arizona's playing for nothing. I mean, I guess really, they're going to have a high draft pick.
This show's running long.
They got to decide what Kyler Murray's going to, if they're going to be he's going to be the quarterback of the future. San Francisco minus 12.5 on the road against Arizona.
Dan,
San
who do you think?
Francisco.
It's like San Fran. I think, yeah, San Fran.
Where's the motivation factor for the Arizona Cardinals? I kind of agree with the other fellas on the panel. I'm going to lay the points as well, the 12.5. Washington Commanders, they travel to play the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are minus 6.5 in this football game. Washington comes up by. They're well rested. They're 4-9. They're going nowhere. They can be feisty. I mean, changes are coming for that football team. There's new ownership. I don't think Ron Rivera is going to be the head coach there next year. Sam Howell has his moments, if
They
you
say
will.
Belichick.
Yeah, I did hear about it. Let's talk about the Rams. The Rams, who are tough luck losers in overtime in Baltimore. Very game, as
That was a great game.
Dan and I expected them to be. Dan and I both talked about last week how we thought it was going to be a sneaky good football game. It was a great fucking football game. It went into overtime. And then fucking the Baltimore Ravens get a punt return touchdown.
Yep.
Special teams touchdown to win the
Shit
game
play.
by 6. But let's talk about this Rams team. They're minus 6.5. They're 6-7, and one of those 6 or 7 teams, they're out on the tiebreaker thing. They're not the 6 or 7 seed right now, but they very well could be after Week 15 and when we get back on the show Week 16. It's Matt Stafford and those kids, and when I talk about those kids, I'm talking about Kyron Williams. I'm talking about Puka Nacua. And these fucking kids believe. I mean, they're hungry. I like this fucking football team. They're in the mix. The Rams minus 6.5 at home against the Commanders.
I'm taking the Rams.
I got to take the Rams. Stafford's been balling. I mean, Washington sucks.
Washington blows.
It should be bigger than 6.5.
It should.
You
I'll
think
take
so?
them. I'll take them by
What do you think the
10.
line should be?
9.5.
Yeah, I think it's close to 10. I like the Rams as well. I like the belief. They're there. They're there. I mean, they're a good football team. They were game in Baltimore against the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Baltimore.
They were there,
is
right,
the
Dan?
best team in the football or in the conference. Or Baltimore and San Francisco are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now.
I think he's right.
Rams.
I think Baltimore's probably the class of the AFC, and I think San Francisco is certainly the class of the NFC. We're all on the Rams minus 6.5 in this game. One more 4 p.m. window game, and it's a fucking great football game. It's the Dallas Cowboys traveling to play the Buffalo Bills. Bills 2.5-point favorites in this game at home. Dallas, they are 10-3. They currently lead that division. They're not a wild card team anymore. They're the leaders of that division. They beat down Philadelphia. I mean, beat them down on Sunday night. I think the final was 33-13. Dak Prescott's playing great. I've kind of ripped him before. He's playing great. This team, we haven't seen that hiccup or that like head scratching. What the fuck happened there?
That's going to come in the first round of the playoffs.
Maybe, Dan. But they look like a legit Super Bowl contender. But they're on the road, and they've looked great at home. They've not been that great on the road. I want to say that they're on the road. They're a mixed bag.
Undefeated at home, right, Dallas?
And then you got Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo, who has a brutal stretch down, or brutal schedule down the stretch. Saved their season last week in Arrowhead in Kansas City. Found a way to win that football game. I mean, it was a huge win.
I don't know. A shitty Buffalo team beat a shitty Kansas City team.
How about this?
Tom?
How about this? Buffalo 7-6, right? Let's talk about this for a second. Buffalo 7-6 because of all the mixed bag and all the teams at 7-6.
Everybody's 7-6.
And tiebreakers.
Yeah. Pittsburgh.
Buffalo is currently the
Cincinnati.
11th seed in the AFC. Is this very good football team going to find a way to make the playoffs? Are they going to win this football game?
Steelers.
I know. And they're the 11, and the Steelers are what, 6? Like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, the whole AFC North could make it.
Obviously, it's very fluid.
Yeah.
Buffalo minus 2.5. I'm going to take the lead in this game. I think Dallas is a way better football team. Fuck that. Buffalo home's going to find a way to win this game.
Woo! Bills Mafia. I hate Buffalo's coach. I think McDermott should be fired.
Why do you like him?
I don't like 7-6. You got Josh Allen on your team. He's a great player.
Right.
I think they could do a lot better with a different coach. Dallas has been on a roll. Like, I did not expect him to beat Philly handily. I mean, they just seem to choke.
Buffalo 100% has to win this football game, Davis.
I'm taking Dallas.
I hear you. They're the better football team.
Plus 2.5.
Dan?
I agree with Davis that Buffalo's coach is a piece of shit.
What's all the fucking hate for Sean McDermott?
Well,
really?
Their offensive line
Did you hear about the comments he made, by the way?
Oh, the 9/11 thing? Yeah, that's.
You want to explain that?
I didn't even bring that up.
What does Keith say off the
shit.
what? What is it? He has little sayings all the time. I forget what he
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
First of all, do you remember Beavis and Butthead?
100%. Davis does not.
I know what it is. Yes. I know.
Every time I see Sean McDermott, I go, reminds me of him.
Sean McDermott reminds you of Beavis?
One of those guys that goes, hey.
I think Butthead.
But anyway, did you see the movie Police Academy?
Yeah. I mean,
The original Police Academy.
Yeah, with the guy with the
He
big.
looks like the one freaking douchebag in Police Academy with a shaved head.
We got a few movie references in the show this week. All right.
McDermott and Tomlin played at high school together. High school football together, by the way.
What?
Where? In Pittsburgh. In
Who?
the Pennsylvania area?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
What?
Yeah. McDermott's a Pennsylvania
Tomlin
guy,
and
too.
McDermott played high school football together.
Yeah, McDermott's a Pennsylvania guy.
I didn't know that about him or Tomlin.
I'm on Buffalo.
so they both
I think they're a lesser football team, but they're at home. They're short of a field goal.
Well,
You took Dallas.
Circle the wagons. I'm on the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
You're taking Buffalo.
All my bullshit.
Yeah?
I'm
Wow.
taking Buffalo at home. Yeah, Dallas
Davis,
doesn't travel.
on the-
Damn.
And I'm not.
All right.
I'm not a freaking Dak Prescott fan. I'm taking Buffalo at home.
Dan and I are both circle the
That might
wagons.
be
Davis
my
says,
elephant
how about
pick.
them Cowboys? Is that right?
How about them Cowboys?
All right, very good. We're finally on the Sunday Night Football. I mean, this has been a long-ass show, but I'm enjoying it. I'm
That's
having a
because
good
you
time.
talk too long.
Dan got
And then
all
you cut
fucking
me off.
salty. Is Virginia hurt?
I got salty.
Baltimore,
I'm gonna kick you in the ass
Jacksonville.
when the show's over.
Baltimore.
Fucking shoving this table up your ass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Baltimore, Jacksonville is Sunday Night Football. Baltimore's -3.5.
Kenny, you're gonna have to take this dude out of his mouth.
Baltimore's
Sticking it in his ass, though.
Baltimore's -3.5 in this football game at Jacksonville.
We're coming to see you tonight.
Baltimore is the 1 seed currently. I have no idea what Dan's doing. We're good friends. None of that shit's fucking gonna happen, I promise you. But anyway,
We're going to Kenny's ER.
no.
You're gonna have to have the fucking bumble removed from your ass.
All right, Baltimore. Baltimore comes out with this win against the Los Angeles Rams, right? They're 3.5 point favorites in Jacks. And both these teams are division leaders, right? Baltimore, -3.5. On the road, Dan always says, Bud, don't like the cold. It's not going to be cold in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty fine. It's going to be like
Hey,
60 degrees, right? 60, 70 degrees, right?
This is perfect. The weather pattern's been perfect for Mud.
I mean, they're the 1 seed currently, right? Yeah,
shit.
the meteorologists are working out for Lamar Jackson,
Freaking
right?
El Nino or whatever.
Right.
It's
They get this
weather
walk-off overtime punt return touchdown from...
Actually, though, wait, hold on. I
Almost
do
there.
have to. The weather Sunday. It's supposed to rain on the East Coast, so Jacksonville.
All right, Al Roker.
That low? I don't know. I mean, Dan, you think... Dan, you said
Jacksonville's on the other side,
earlier.
right?
You said earlier, you think Baltimore's the best team in the AFC.
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Where do you think
They're
Jax
not gonna
ranks? They're getting
No,
3.5.
they're
Where
not
do you think
gonna
Jax ranks? What number? What would you put them? 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5?
I think they're definitely top 10, probably number 7.
Yeah,
They're probably going to win that
Yeah.
division. We don't know
Better,
that
better
for
than the
sure.
Browns, wouldn't you say? Or no?
they're not better than Browns because we just beat them.
Okay.
Yes, they did. I mean, Jacksonville, Dan just mentioned, they come off their loss in Cleveland.
Missing the top. best
Trevor
wide
Lawrence
receiver they
played,
have.
but Trevor Lawrence,
but we're missing our best defensive back. We have too.
Dan,
You're also missing your quarterback.
Dan,
Yeah, I get
I don't
what
think
I get
Davis watched the game. Dan, you may have watched it completely. I don't know if you did or not, but I mean, nobody expected Trevor Lawrence to play in that football game in Cleveland. He did,
Yeah.
but did he look very limited to you, or how did he look to
No,
you?
they look fantastic. Throwing our defensive backs the whole game.
Let me ask you: Did he run out of the pocket at all? Did you see
Yeah.
him run at all?
He ran.
Yeah,
He did. He looked all right.
Ran
All
for his
right.
life.
I mean, they're missing Christian Kirk, who's out for the season.
Now, okay, honestly, I mean, you're asking me questions that are. I mean, I'm going to answer to my side. He looked like shit. He
Did he-
can't throw the ball. He wasn't on target. I mean, come on. I'm a football guy.
Did he
What the
struggle to
hell?
run? I mean, did
threw
he
for a
move
shit
at
ton.
all?
I don't think
yards.
he
He threw
struggled
shit
to
for a touchdown.
run, but his throws to me were off. They weren't on point. He was missing receivers that were open.
He threw 3 touchdowns, right?
Jacksonville's 2 losses in
He
a
threw
row.
3 touchdowns, but I think he threw 3 interceptions too. I mean, one of the interceptions was
And they were still in the game.
so far behind the guy that it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's talk about Jacksonville, though. for
they
sure.
were in the game,
Let's
but
talk about them. They lost at
they
Cleveland.
were out of the game because your quarterback couldn't throw the friggin' ball either.
Remember that previous game when they couldn't stop Jake Browning? The defense isn't playing very well for
No.
Jacksonville. We know that. I mean, Dan has talked about it in Cleveland. Like, there's guys running wide open in Cleveland. And in that game, the previous week in Cincinnati, Jake Browning's first start, I mean, he's finding players, like, wide open as well. They're missing Christian Kirk. I mean, they're missing players.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about this battle of attrition. Baltimore, a superior football team, but going on the road against Jacksonville in a very important football game for both teams.
Mud Butt likes the South. I'm taking the Ravens.
Bubba likes the sun.
Yeah, Ravens.
I think this is too close of a line. I'd take Baltimore -7 or 6.5. But I think
You think they will blow them out?
Baltimore's going to win by a touchdown at least. I mean, Baltimore has been cruising. Jacksonville, they've been limping a little bit. Trevor Lawrence, but I'll take Baltimore. Baltimore's got a great defense too. They're like top 5 in the league.
That Baltimore's a good
They haven't
team.
played
And
that
it
well in the
pains
last
me
2
to say
weeks.
this.
Billy
I think the
Burgess.
Steelers could beat him at the end of the
Billy
year.
Burgess. Jacksonville's going to win this fucking football game. They're going to win this football game and cement the fact that they're going to win that AFC South. I think they're going to win this fucking football game. I certainly like the 3.5 points. We are finally on the Monday Night Football.
Finally.
You talk about battle of attrition. The National Football League, this podcast tonight, battle of attrition. We're all
Talk to
still, we're
us,
still up.
man.
We're all still
Get
up.
outta here.
We're all still up, right? Philly and Seattle, Philadelphia, 3.5 point favorites on the road in the Northwest. Seattle, Philadelphia, they're 10-3. They're down to they're a wild card team right now. Dallas leads that division, so they're the 5 seed right now. If you want to talk about it,
Yeah.
I mean, a good football team where they have defensive issues. If you ask me, Philadelphia's not played well on defense. They've lost 2 games in a row, and then they travel to Seattle, across the country, if you will, who are losers of 4 in a row. And we don't even know who the fucking quarterback's going to be in Seattle. Is it going to be Geno? Is it going to be Drew Lock, who played last week?
Actually, Drew Lock looked good.
He did. He looked all right, right? I mean, Seattle seems to be a mediocre team on both sides of football. Philadelphia, supposedly a superior football team, minus the hook, minus 3.5 in Seattle. Seattle lost that game against San Francisco, got blown out. I mean, they were game for a bit, and then they lost by 12 or 14 or whatever it was. But Seattle, once again, one of these teams, 6 and 7, like fighting for their lives. I mean, a lot to play for. Philadelphia, minus 3.5, a better football team on the road.
I think the playoff hopes are done for Seattle. I think Philly wins this game, and the spread should be close. Yeah, minus 3.5. I'll take Philly. I don't know who's going to play quarterback. Just a lot of questions on the offense.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of questions. Dan, what do you think?
I'm taking Seattle. Pete Carroll is
Really?
He works the magic. Pete Carroll.
Dan hates
doesn't
Pete
know where the
Carroll.
hell he is.
By the way, Dan's giving credit to Pete Carroll.
I
He dislikes
hate
Pete Carroll.
But
I know
Pete
he does.
Carroll makes his team, they play. And Philly, I think Philly's struggling, and their coach.
They got to be motivated after they
They're-
lost to Dallas.
Their coach doesn't know what to do.
Oh,
Their
Sirianni?
coach couldn't motivate him to beat Dallas. How's he supposed to motivate him to beat
It's a
Seattle?
great team.
I
Just
like.
because Seattle. Now,
Dan's on the Seahawks.
I'm on the Seahawks.
Okay.
I like Nick Sirianni. I mean, he's got to rally the troops, if you will. They've lost 2 in a row. I
You
get
can't
it.
go "Oh," and be enough. You got to do it.
I think Philadelphia is a considerably better football team. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going with Davis. I'm going to lay the points at 3.5 in this football game. That is it. There's no more buys. It's 16 games that we've talked about ad nauseum to an extent.
Ken talked about
Elephant picks, bets on the board. Here we go. I have no idea. Do you guys have an idea? If you do, fire away.
Oh, I got an idea. I think Rams are a lock. I like Stafford against
Do the Rams are a
Washington.
lock at home, given less than a
Oh.
touchdown. I like the call.
Definitely.
Dan, what do you got something?
I'm waiting for you.
Surprisingly.
Because you ride my coattails all the fucking time.
I'm going to win early. I'm going to win super early. Saturday, 1 p.m. game. The Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5 is going to beat the Minnesota Vikings playing Nick Mullins and the Vikings. I like the Bengals a lot. Damn.
Browns over the Bears, baby.
Damn.
Fuck you. I hope you lose.
Damn.
It's been.
Give me some bell, Tom.
Ring the bell. There's been a little animosity at night.
Let the neighbors come over.
Oh, ring it louder for the bell.
That won't change my
The
love.
neighbors.
That won't change my love for Dan. We'll be back next week. Most likely it'll be a 2-man booth. Dan and I are gonna get in like some
Yeah,
sort of
we can't
octagon
take
here,
it,
maybe.
Davis.
I don't know. But we'll still be friends afterwards. It's been what, 15 years, Dan? That's not gonna fucking change. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bull Week comes next week. Enjoy the holidays. We'll be back.
Woo!
That was right.
Great show.
Wait, I gotta.